Yeah, quiet over.
Yeah. I see up there.
Okay, I think we are.
See what I said.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the way anyway.
All right, we are ready to
We're
go.
ready to go. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Saratoga County Prosperity Partnership Board. Today is March 26th, 2024, 4 o'clock. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. Our first order of business is a review of the meeting minutes from our last meeting. Did everybody have?
I just heard Steve. All right, there we go.
Did everybody hear me so far? Did they hear me so far?
What was this?
Oh, yeah, they can hear you. So it's playing it back live because I have the web browser open.
Okay. So did everybody have an opportunity to review the board minutes from our last meeting? And if so, can I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
A second, thank you. Anybody opposed? All in favor?
All right.
Anybody have any comments about the minutes?
Look good.
Changes? Okay, thank you. Okay, motion passed. So the next item is our presentation of the 2023 financial statements presented by Weston Co. Amy Pedrick.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm here just to present your annual audit for Prosperity Partnership. We are here timely on time to be able to get your ABO filing all in by March 31st. You guys all received, I believe, in advance, a copy of the financial statements and the 990. I'm not going to go over everything in detail, just hit a couple highlights and then let you ask any questions that you may have. But the audit went very well. I know there was not a ton of activity that happened, but Maria and Matt provided me everything that I needed to get the audit completed. So we have clean opinions. So the first part of the financial statements, pages 1 through 2, are the independent auditors report. And that's saying that we've audited the financial statements, and our opinion, they present fairly. So that's a clean, unmodified opinion. Then after that, we have the financial statements, the balance sheet, the statement of financial position. Your assets are really in all cash, $172,000 in cash you ended the year with in December 31, 22. And then the next page is your income statement, just showing the activity. And the main activity is the flow through to Startup New York money. And then after that, we have the footnotes to the financial statements. They are essentially unchanged from the prior year, other than the activity that happened this year. There were no new accounting pronouncements that the partnership was required to adopt. So the footnotes are set up the same way, just the current year activity in there. And then after that, we do have one other opinion. It is our report on internal controls over financial reporting. So we're not auditing all your controls, but we have to look at them over financial reporting and compliance, and we have no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses to note. So that as well is a clean report for that as well, part of it. Then after that, we have the 990, which is your federal tax return that's required to be filed. All that really is a regurgitation of the financial statement numbers into the tax return, the informational return that goes to the IRS, but also in there is more information such as the board members are listed, the certain policies that you have to have in place, things like that are just there for information to the IRS. So there's a little bit more, but again, that form has not changed in many, many years. So it's the same thing that you've seen in the past. But like I said, the audit went well, and this is just a really quick overview. But did anybody have any questions on the audit process, the financial statements, or anything in regards to that?
Not at all.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say, even though the activities of the partnership are winding down significantly, Amy and her team always do a phenomenal job, very professional, very, responsive to any questions that might occur. And it's a pleasure working with you. So
And same with you guys, getting everything from you and Matt. Everything goes so well and so smoothly. So thank you very much.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that, oh, yes, Steve, did you?
No, go ahead.
With that, I would like a motion to accept the financial statements and the 990.
So move.
Second.
Second, thank you. Okay, anybody opposed? All right, motion passed. Thank you so much. Oh, I should say probably all in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Okay, motion passed. Next item we have is the election of our board officers. We have a proposed slate for me to continue as the board chair, for Tim Sabanek to be the vice chair, Steve Bulger to continue as the vice chair, and for Eric Butler to be the secretary. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
What's Steve's position?
Steve would be treasurer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second that.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. So moved. And next we have our
Yes.
treasurer's report.
All right, just a report. I wish they were all this simple. I'll just read the note. All expenses at this stage are the same as previous meetings in 2023. Only remaining expenses we have are the minimum needed for routine operations. This includes QuickBooks, storage, Sense, Adobe, Zoom, and electronic office products. And that copier is in Jason's office still. Our bank balance currently at the end of February, or excuse me, our bank balance at the end of February was $171,492. As of today, it's $170,888. So we're really not spending much money. I think we ended the year at 172. We're down to 170 now as of today. So very slowly is the balance going down, very slowly. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I'm going to have a motion to accept Steve's report.
I'll make that.
Thank you. Second. Who was that?
Say Mr.
Okay.
Hammond.
Okay, perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Our next item somewhat relates to the treasurer's report in that we have our contract approval with Saratoga County. It is our typical contract. There are no changes from last year. The county, as you know, is the sole member of the partnership. There is the estimated occupancy tax issue whereby the partnership can draw down money via a voucher request to the county. However, there, as you have just heard from the treasurer's report, really no need for drawdowns. So we would, in the contract language, move to not request any money. In the end, there would just be unused money that we would have to return to the county anyway. So it seems to be a lot of back and forth for not really much reason. So that is our contract. It was part of the materials. Did anybody have any questions about or have any comments?
No, that's, it's been that way for a couple of years now, and I don't see any reason to request funds for operations at this time.
Thank you. So do I have a motion to accept the contract with the county? Second. Thank you so much. Anybody opposed? So moved. Thank you. Next, we have the annual report for the partnership that was prepared by Matthew. You did a very good job on that. It's very well encompassing.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions about it, I'm sure you've all had a chance to read it.
Yeah, for the most part, same as last year, very, operations have winded down. That's really about it, other than the routine operations startup New York. That's really about all we have.
Can I get a motion to accept
I'd be
the?
glad to if you don't hold me to reading of the videos.
Okay, thank you. Second,
Second.
thank you so much. Anybody opposed? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Very, thank you. The next item is to amend a Startup New York lease agreement that is currently in play through May. So we're meeting just in time to address this Startup New York agreement. We'd like to extend it through the end of the year, just to give the opportunity to Saratoga, CP Saratoga, sorry, and G&G Lighting, who are the two parties who are part of this Startup New York contract, to move. They're actually planning a move to the Malta campus area.
Yeah, so to add on to that, Chairwoman, so G&G Lighting is gonna be the company that's moving over to HVCC campus. This really, so before, to avoid having to hold a meeting in the summer, we'd get out in front of this and be proactive, to approve just the lease agreement. So that doesn't require an MOU with SUNY. So that would be the backstop until the end of the year, just in case they run into any issues, with the move. They're currently anticipating to have that move done in July or August right now. And then once that takes place, they would actually have HVCC as the sponsor. So replacing the partnership in the Startup New York program. on our end, just to tie it into item number 9 as well. Once that happens, we're basically gonna be looking to either give myself or Chairwoman Moran, authority to execute any and all paperwork for that transition and to assist that. So hopefully by the end of the year, we would only have PBA and Spark Shop as the only startup New York agreement left. If that makes sense. If anybody has any questions.
So G&G is moving to Malta?
Yeah, they'll be moving to the HVCC campus
Yeah,
there.
so right now they're in Half Moon?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm. And they're currently awaiting certification for the space at HVCC from SUNY.
Is that, and they're moving into that new space?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they did a great job with that new space, yeah, really nice.
Great. Well, I just wanted to add that Matthew did a phenomenal job with researching what can be done to help facilitate this transition. Matthew researched with our attorney. He had researched with UAlbany.
Yep.
And did a great job to streamline the process for us today so that we could actually just vote on both items 8 and 9 with one vote. So that we can approve the extension of the contract that's in play now, as well as vote on the termination of the arrangement when that does happen. Would that be acceptable to combine both into one?
Can't see why not.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Were there any questions about the topic? We still would, as Matthew had said, we'll still have one more arrangement, the Startup New York arrangement on the books. Like the pass-through that Ms. Pendrick had talked about, that'll still be something that flows through our financial statements. But other than that, this would represent a big part toward winding down our operations as well. Okay, so with that, if there are no other questions or comments, I would ask for a motion to accept. Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So moved. Thank you. Okay, our next item is a discussion item related to, we had spoken to a couple of board members and it appears that there's some interest in seeking new legal counsel. So we would like to maybe pursue getting quotes and talking to other professional corporations in the area. So again, just kind of a discussion. But we would like to seek a motion to seek other offers from various law firms in the area. So if there's any discussion, we can do that now. Vote on pursuing, obtaining quotes from other lawyers, firms. It's always a good idea. I'm sorry. It's always a good idea to, kind of seek competition and get some other input.
So I don't think we need to vote on that. I think as a directive from the chair to direct the board, we can, Matt and I can work with the purchasing director of Saratoga County to make sure we put out an RFP that meets all government requirements, to do this the right way. But again, good research by Matt. He found that under our bylaws, we have to do it this way for any kind of services. We have to put out an RFP. There's no dollar threshold that we can just move underneath that. We have to do it. So if that's okay to the board, we'll take on that responsibility and come back to you with a recommended option once we get the responses on the RFP.
That's great.
Sounds very good. Thank you. Was there any other business that anybody wanted to discuss, bring up? Okay, hearing none, I will ask for a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take this one.
Yeah. What's new?
Mr. Congratulations.
Oh.
Feel bad.
Yeah.